Fathers podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice. If you are going through the family law court process, particularly as a father, then this podcast may be relevant to what you may experience. Some things we discuss in these episodes may be triggering, and if you suffer from any form of mental health related conditions or subject to domestic or family violence and need any assistance, then please call 1-800-RESPECT and Lifeline. The views and experiences discussed by people on our show are not necessarily the views and opinions of Broken Fathers podcast or their guest speakers. We strongly advise you seek your own independent legal and professional advice, as the Broken Fathers podcast will not be liable, answerable, or accountable for any loss or damage or litigation resulting from discussions on our platform. Right, this podcast is now in session. Hold on, guys. The judge is running late to court. So whilst we wait, I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge our platinum sponsor, Straight Up Construction. At Straight Up Construction, they take pride in delivering high-end work across every trade. From new builds to renovations, no job is too big or too small. Director Luke Miller and his dedicated team tackle every project with integrity, hard work, honesty, and a commitment to delivering superior quality results every time. Straight Up Construction is built on the belief that strong foundations matter just as much in the bones of a home as they do in the heart of one. Families should stand strong, and every loving parent should maintain their right to be a part of their children's lives. Straight Up Construction believes that in true Aussie spirit, everyone deserves a fair go. That's why we're proud to have Straight Up Construction as our platinum sponsor. With their support, we continue to produce the Broken Fathers podcast and shine a light on the struggles of men who have been let down by the system. Good afternoon, Broken Fathers listeners. Welcome to another episode. Today's guest is a proud mother of 2 children. She's located here on the Gold Coast. However, she's a broken daughter who was robbed of a relationship with her father when she was taken to New Zealand when she was only 3 years old, after her mother had found out he had cheated. She's also the founder of Men's Emotions Matter movement, advocating for male and fathers' rights. The movement plans to have stages of development nationally, going into male-dominated work industries, sports, schools, helping empowering men and to let them know they are supported. She joins me here today. Her name is Ness. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. So before we dive into your movement, I always like to start with the guests, where they're from, where they're born, where they grew up, and just to build a timeline and what life was like for Ness.
Oh, shit. That's like an hour-long action movie.
That's all right. We'll get to it.
Yeah, so born in Perth, brought up in New Zealand, dairy farm life and country life, and then moved back to Perth and did a little bit of schooling. I didn't go to high school. I saw out primary school. Yeah, and then I was out on the streets at 14 and then moved to Mount Barker, where I migrated in with some Aboriginals and lived with them for a while, and then went back to New Zealand and then went to the Gold Coast. Yeah.
Here we are. Yeah. So I'll rewind it back a bit. So obviously you were relocated to New Zealand when you were 3?
Yeah, so then you didn't need a passport then. So Mum just took me over there. As far as I know, Dad did try to look for me for a while, but Mum was like to the family, don't let him contact her. So he gave up, as dads have to do, because the pain's too much to just keep fighting and trying. And plus I was overseas, so it was hard, yeah.
Was it just a knee-jerk reaction? Your mother found out that your dad had cheated and just boom, just like that, disappeared? Or was there other stuff going on?
Yeah, I feel that. I think he was having an affair also when she was pregnant. This is all just what I've heard,
okay.
So it's just hearsay really. But yeah, she also, from what she's told me, just felt he wasn't like going to have a good impact on me, etc. Me, obviously, now growing up, that's impacted me in a negative way severely, because I don't know, I haven't had a male role model, a strong man. What do I base a man off? The men I did encounter, I had my granddad and my uncle, that was it. But like the other men I encountered weren't really a safe space. So yeah, that was denied from me, which is probably part of why I've launched into what I'm doing in my life. Yeah.
When you came back to Perth, was there times where your father tried to reach out during your sort of younger days or teenage years?
Yes, there was. I think I was about 8, and he reached out. He came around, bought me a little Wrinkles dog or something. I was just too young. Like, it's so hard when you're that young. I was scared. I didn't understand. Why are you here now? Where have you been my whole life? You know, I've gone to school, and Father's Day I've felt weird. I've looked at all the other kids with families and felt like I was weird. And so I saw him, but then I guess maybe he didn't get the interaction he wanted. I was just a kid. Who knows what went on between him and Mum at that time too. And then didn't see him again until my granddad died. And that was the last time I saw him. I think I was about 11. And my mum sent me off to stay with him in Perth. And he was living with another lady at the time and had 2 kids on a farm. And it was a pretty traumatic time. Like, he was really horrible to me, but I know why. And I know that sounds weird. It was because he was also adopted, but he was angry because he was also robbed of his life with me. And, you know, he had a few drinks and he would get angry at me. Of course, I couldn't internalise and understand that then, but now I can look back and go, he didn't mean to be angry at me and treat me that way. He just didn't know, having me there, and he was angry that he hadn't missed out on my whole life, kind of thing. Yeah.
So there was still communication back and forth between your mum and dad during those times, or was it?
I think Mum, as far as I know, just trying to take him for child support.
Okay.
You know, because, you know, of course, kids have prices on them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's about it. And then after that, yeah, that was it until just after I turned 40. I was like, he'd reached out to Mum on Facebook, I think. I'd really love to meet Vanessa. Took me a little bit of time to just work through all of what came up for me. You know, what if I meet him and he doesn't love me? And what if, you know, just all the what ifs, you know? And then I just went, nah, I'm just going to reach out and give him back that honour as my dad and just tell him I love him and I'm sorry and I've always loved him. And it was my Nana more that sort of started to tell me he wasn't that terrible man that I'd been told he was. And I started to work it all out, did a lot of internal work, a lot of ayahuasca ceremonies leading up to connecting with him, yeah.
How many of those have you done?
13.
Oh, wow.
So I did like one every month for 13 months.
Oh, did you?
I just ripped myself open, mate, and just went, I've just got to, I don't want to carry my shit.
Release that trauma.
Yeah, just didn't want to carry the shackles of it. And it was the most profound, amazing experience I've ever had in my life. Like, I found me again.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do it.
Yeah.
Have you done 5-MeO DMT?
I've tried DMT once, and I
think there's DMT, then there's 5-MeO DMT. Yeah, there's separate.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one. But I found the DMT just like, so the ayahuasca, there's a process before you reach that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the DMT is just like, boom, you're there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a bit intense for me, but
yeah, okay.
plant medicine is the way to reprogram trauma.
All right, so we rewind back a bit. So just trying to do your timeline. Looking back now, like coming through your teenage years, did you feel that not having a father there played a part in your teenage years? Like
Massive.
not having a role model?
Massive. So I did, my uncle, he was like a car racer and a mechanic, hence my love for engines and cars. And my granddad, just a farmer man. Like, they were the 2 safe men I had in my life. But aside from that, you know, I didn't have anyone to show me what a man should be or be a consistent, you know, and they were in New Zealand and I was over here. So it impacted me hugely. Relationships, abandonment, rejection. Like, I went off the rails as a teenager, and part of that was after staying at my dad's when my granddad died, and what happened was so traumatic. And like, he cut a head off my pet chicken in front of me.
Yeah.
Threw it on a fucking log and just went boom, and it was running around with no head. But I'm a kid, right? So I'm going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And just other stuff played tricks on me and shit. It was pretty horrible, but I've worked through that. And the thing I've learned is people aren't born that way, they become that way. And I try to look at why and find love for that rather than stay angry and hold a grudge, because really I'm only hurting myself. So, yeah.
All right. And then you finished school, or did you say you saw primary school out, didn't see high school out?
No, I did like for a couple of weeks of high school. I didn't fit into school, had ADHD, whatever the fuck that is. Like, I'm just hyperactive and have lots of energy and think about a lot of things at one time. But I didn't like it. I didn't fit in. So and then I was out of home anyway. So I was running the streets and then when I was about 36, I went, okay, now I want to become a journalist. Fucking no, thank you. I got to the end of that degree. So when I went to go into uni, I just said I'd finished high school and they didn't check and I got in. So I've now got a Bachelor of Communications, majoring in public relations, journalism, and I'm just on the brink of finishing my counselling degree. So, I
good on you.
Did what I wanted to do and,
Hey, guys, just a quick shout-out to our gold sponsors. MCH Industries are a mining maintenance specialist company supplying solutions to the coal mining industry in the Bowen Basin and regional New South Wales. They supply superintendents, supervisors, leading hands, diesel fitters, tyre fitters, auto electricians, HV electricians, and trade assistants to assist. The mining one-stop shop for mechanical trades. MCH Industries are always looking for good blokes to jump on the team, so check out their Instagram for more details. And are you looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? There's only one name that's been leading the way for over 123 years, Ray White. Ray White isn't just another real estate brand. It's a family business built on ambition, trust, and leadership. Today, it stands as the largest real estate group in Australasia, connecting people with homes and investments across the country. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned investor, or looking for that perfect home, Ray White is committed to delivering authentic, local expertise. Because real estate isn't just about properties, it's about people, communities, and futures. And when it comes to trusted leadership, meet Alex Illian, an ex-Army veteran turned dedicated real estate agent. Alex knows what it means to serve, to strategize, and to get the job done. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or just have questions, Alex is here to guide you every step of the way, servicing the Geelong, Bellarine, and Surf Coast areas. Ray White, the name you can trust in real estate. I think we went from 18 to 36 there. Big jump.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I want to dive into your movement, but before that, I just want to try and do a bit of a timeline. How was life between 18 and 36?
Fucking hell.
Jobs,
Well, I was pregnant at 18.
18.
So I had to have a kid.
Your youngest is a daughter? Won't say the
No,
name.
my son.
Your son, yep. Youngest is your son, yep.
He's 26.
Yep.
That's so weird because I don't even feel like I'm that old. And my daughter's just turned 22.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so he's a mechanical engineer and she's becoming a child psychologist.
Oh, wow.
But now she's wanting to come in and work in the men's movement as well and bring her psychology and her loving, nurturing way of doing it, not the clinical way.
Yep.
And be a part of that, which is really good, special.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you and your ex aren't together anymore?
No. Well, so the kids have two different dads.
Yep.
And I can't say anything but how much I love those two men.
No, it's awesome.
Always will. I made a choice. I was a young mum and I had to have a child. He was not great, but it takes two. But I made a choice. I don't ever want you to not see your son. I will never speak ill of you to your son. I'll always love you and have your back. I'll never want child support. I don't want anything. What I feel towards you is between us, but I look for the best things in my kids' dads and I praise them and focus on that. I don't focus on the shit and tell my kids that their dad's shit so that they feel shit because their dad made them. So love the kids' dads, and I was with Israel's dad for 3 years and then his dad for 14 years. Yeah, so the kids love their dads, and it's just been, I'm like the best ex ever.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, I'm just like, you do you. And look, my son's dad's, battled with some issues, mental issues now, and due to the use of something. And I just say to my son, you know, like everyone falls off the wagon, and he's just wanting to not feel right now, and we don't judge him on what he's doing or how he's doing that. Let's just focus on him coming back better. And he did come back better, and then went to say, oh, I'm so sorry. But I said, I don't want to hear it. Just take kid. I'm so proud of you. Like, I used to look after my son's dad's new daughter and, like, babysit her. She still comes and has Christmas with us every year. Like, it's like we come together and we grow apart. The shit thing is that parents don't, like, maintain the love and the respect for the kids. Like, the kids are who get hurt here.
That's
you
right.
know?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's awesome to hear. Because on this podcast, you don't really get stories like that.
No, I know.
Which is why you're here, amongst many other reasons. But, okay, so what's it like having a child for the first time? Life-changing?
That was the first time I think I ever felt love. I didn't know.
You don't know what love is until you have a child.
Nah, didn't know what love was. That's why when that love's robbed from people, it infuriates me.
And I always ask this question because I don't have a second child, but how was it having a second child? Because I have fathers on, they go, oh, I was scared that I wouldn't love my second child more than the first. Like, was there ever doubts or no? What's it like the love was? Is it
This
same?
is going to
It's
sound
different?
really shit. It was more she was a girl. And I was freaking out because I'm such a tomboy. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with a girl? She's going to have hormones. But it's been a great challenge for me to look at the patriarch, the woman to woman, all through the family lineage and go, I want to break this here, have a functional relationship. But, you know, they're different. Like, my son's a lot more like me. We're really full on and loud. My daughter's very quiet. But I love them the same. It's you have a different relationship with each of them, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. Yeah. So when does the Men's Matter movement come up? At what point? Yeah.
Yeah.
When do you start putting this together?
5 years ago. So I finished my degrees and I just started to, you know, I've got a lot of mates who, well, I had a beauty business for years and I still have that. And I think in 20-something years, I only met one woman who never spoke ill of her husband and complained and whinged. And I don't know, I just started to go and I'd try to, like, help them see the points and, like, you know, positive reinforcement. And I felt like I couldn't really get that across. They wouldn't listen and just kept complaining. And then, you know, you bring in Instagram and they sleep around all this shit. And I'm thinking, mate, your own worst enemy. And then I had a lot of guy mates who... You know, I was in obviously a bit of a rough, fucked up world. And I had a lot of bros who had a lot of pain and issues and they were hard-ass dudes, but I'd sit and talk to them and they'd feel safe enough to break down and open up to me. And that for me was...
Where you started to get your purpose and your passion, your drive, maybe?
Very healing for me because I'd had, you know, suffered a lot of unsafeness and a lot of... probably ways I didn't want to have interactions with men when I was younger. So having bros that respected me, that really healed me. You know, I didn't want to be sexualized or ever be one of those chicks that they would talk about. And the way I'd hear them talk, I'd be like, fucking hell. I never want to be that girl. But yeah, and I'm a researcher, you know, I'm a nerd. I sit up for 2 hours in the morning just, how's that? Why is that? How's that falling through the cracks? And I just started looking at statistics and things with men and why are they giving so much to women and not men? And then I just go down the rabbit hole and I'm just like, no, this is literally why I'm here on this earth. I am going to war for this shit because if we don't make a change... not just Australia's, the whole world's going to fucking fall apart because men they don't know their way anymore. They're not getting guided. There's no support. Biggest thing is the family court system. It is just child support, everything. It's so fucking flawed and it's just breaking our men down. So they're not where they should be in position, like powerful. Yeah,
I think child support need to be held accountable for. I think I was speaking to guests the other day about it, that I think a lot of fathers say in their lives because of child support, because there's some fathers out there that are on 160 grand in the mines, and 150 of it's gone straight to child support, and they can't even afford rent. You know, they're working their ass off, and it's like the way they calculate. Family court don't communicate to child support, like they're just separate organisations. And that, I don't know, like I'm pro child support. Like up until my court was finalised, we signed an agreement which they've refused to accept anyway. But always pay child support. But the way they calculate it is not correct. Like the way they work it out, I think it's wrong.
It's so wrong. But then, at what point do women like me? My son's dad was a chiropractor. I was earning
Big money.
This is big money, right? They came in. I don't know. I didn't even know I had something set up, and they said he needs to start giving you $480 a week. I was doing great. I was earning money. He goes, Ness, what are we going to do? I said, oh, fuck that. I'll just ring him up and just not have it at all. And you just give me $75 a week and we'll go halves and big things. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, you fucking went to uni for 8 years. It's your degree. It's your money. I don't want your money.
They've calculated me paying $600 a week.
Like, that's just fucking disgusting. Then you don't even know where your money's going. Because, like, I see chicks, they get their money, or my clients, and they'll go get their Botox done. They go buy outfits. They go out. They get fucked up. They buy bags. They do this. They do that. And I'm like, that would just cook my head.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've had some fathers say they should have something in place where you can actually see where the money's going. Like, they're happy to pay as long as they can see where's it going.
100%.
You know?
So the government will allocate funding to the women who are the victims of DV now, allocated all through a voucher process of some sort, so they can watch where it's going. But they don't do that for a man who slogs his guts out, isn't even probably seeing his kids and paying for them.
So you haven't been through family court?
No.
Which is great. I'm sure you've heard some horrific stories, maybe, some guys. Anything that you can share? Obviously don't say their names, but anything that sticks out?
Oh, probably the one that sticks out the most to me is the case of a guy who, had multiple houses, young, just loved his wife, loved his kids. He was living up this way and was coming home and got back, and the missus had just packed up and taken the kids, and he was upset, and the process went through, like, what's going on, blah, blah. She doesn't get done for kidnapping her kids, though men do. So that's another story. So then he, obviously was like, okay, well, can we try and fix this? This is the most beautiful guy. Anyway, I don't know if he met someone else or what happened, but then she started throwing allegations out that he had sexually tampered with his children. And it makes me so angry, and then I want to cry because he's like, would kill anyone who did that.
I face the same allegations.
Yeah. And it's probably, I don't think there is anything lower you can do to a man than say that. And he would go to the park and be like, Ness, like, I fucking feel like I shouldn't even be here, mate. Like, the times where the dark places he hit. Anyway, I read, he never had to show me. I knew straight away. I can read people, he says, don't even have to prove it. But he did send all the court stuff, and I read, this is where it's so fucking flawed. The family's forensic child psychologist, unsubstantiated claims, nothing substantial, nothing that they can prove, right? The wife, not that mentally and emotionally sound, right? She still gets all the rights. Then she's, you can look after the kids this weekend. At what point, if you think this is happening to your children, do you send them there and the child protection lets it all happen? Anyway, 3 times he went back to court till finally it got thrown out. Like 3 times. She's committed perjury. So this is the problem, right, where there's another group, I won't say right now, who are working on a reform to the Royal Commission for perjury. It's a big thing. But it's like, how are these women ever going to stop doing this shit if they are not held accountable? It is up to the law, their duty of care, to hold you accountable for breaking the law. She has lied under oath, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Like, why does that mean nothing? What the whole,
honestly, now that I've been through it, swearing on the oath, swearing on the Bible, affidavits, it's all piss. Mate, I heard 400 lies on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
lie after lie. It doesn't mean court orders, piss. This affidavit's piss. Swearing on oath, piss. It's all piss.
So how, and this is what we're hearing this all the time, right? And so my studies, my research have showed the main thing, the biggest cause of male suicide is a broken judicial system. Like child support, like you said, but the minute those kids go, a guy will pick himself up out of the fucking depths of darkness just to keep wanting to see his kids and fight for his kids. When you take that, it's like, what the fuck? And they're taking them from good men. It angers me that your daughter is being denied you. I was denied that. I could have had an awesome dad who actually gave me some fucking level of what to attract in a man later in life and stuff, or protected me from things that happened,
Yeah. How is that tracking the whole perjury? So how's it work? To get something across the line on the Parliament side, you have to put what is it, a bill?
Well, so what they're doing is they're going to the Royal Commission. They're doing surveys. So you need to have data. Okay. So obviously they're doing submitting a survey to the Royal Commission with multiple amounts of data. Anyone, and once this is launched, we will obviously collab and get it out there to everyone to fill in the survey. And if we can get seven law firms of the same who these fathers have been through this and they've had perjury, like the women have committed perjury, then they can act on a reform much easier. So that's a massive process. What I'm doing, the petition I'm doing is just basically just to show that there is a huge hundreds of thousands of people who want a change in the family court system. But really, you only need like 50 signatures. It's to go through to a member of parliament. Once a member of parliament, now that house has to act on what I'm asking, which is the bias against fathers in court, child support. And there was one other one and I can't remember. But they create an amendment bill. So Pauline did try to do this in 2023.
Yep.
And the amendment bill then goes through all the court systems and can be passed as legislation. As I read it, it just seems so easy. But it's obviously a process. Then I was thinking I wanted to, once we've got the petition in, once the bill amendment's created, like Rallies, Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, just getting all the men, all the women who want to support our beautiful men and standing up, you know, and fighting and creating ruckus, because with people we do have power. Yeah.
It's crazy the amount of support that come in since the podcast's been from women. You know, there's actually a lot of women on there saying, you know, I despise the women that do this, you know, on behalf of all the women, sorry that you guys have had a few bad apples and, you know, I'd never deny my ex from seeing their child, and, so.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's good. You're a lady of statistics.
I just feel if you're going to throw stuff out.
Which is great. I'm all for it. Why don't we talk about some of these statistics? I know you've brought a few in.
Oh, gosh. All right, so this is obviously nothing against men coming from me. This is just showing the extremities of where our men are at right now. So these stats, there's a book called The New Manhood Book by Steve Biddulph, and he did state, this was quite disturbing actually. Not disturbing, it's beautiful, sorry, but it's like our men need to do this too. There was a women's movement back from 1970, right, that basically redefined the whole gender in 4 decades, because look at how women, where they've come from too, right? So that's just redefined. Now we have to do this with a movement for men. So looking more closely at men, there's clear evidence that all through the 20th century into the 21st century, that men have risk factors of their own, such as suicide, premature death, accidents, addictions, and these statistics are all dominated by men. Men are all the victims of shootings. The statistics show that a majority of shootings, serial killers, sexual abusers are mainly men. Right, so we've got facts about being men today. Men on average live 6 years less than women do. Why is that? The stress, the pressure, their health gets put on the backbench. They've got higher death rates in every age category from the womb to the tomb. 40% of marriages break down and divorces are all initiated by women, 4 out of 5 cases. 90% of acts of violence are carried out by men, and 70% of the victims of those are men. 90% of children with behavioural problems are boys. 85% of learning problems are boys. Young men aged from 15 to 25 are 3 times more likely to die than women. All of these deaths are preventable. Men make up 80% of the homeless, 90% of jail populations. So clearly we've got a really big problem.
Why is this though? Do they know?
This is what I wrote at the bottom of it. What the fuck is going on? I just feel like, look, some of these scholars, etc., some statistics are showing that we just don't have the guidance anymore. The fathers more in the Western world just have to work. As I said to you earlier, that they go away. They're not present. They're not here. And that's because they want to provide. That's what the man's built to do, yeah. But I look at it like, well, the importance of a man being in a kid's life is so crucial, you know what I mean, for their development, for their strength, and especially for young men to know what a man is, where they're going. You know, I know a lot of guys who have gone into the army like you because they just wanted that guidance, like rip me back open and build me with some direction and purpose of where I'm going and what I'm going to do. So there's a study by Bruce Heady from the University of Melbourne who now also states that men are equally likely to be victims of domestic violence. However, the statistics aren't showing this because men don't usually speak out. So right now we're sitting at around equal of men who have spoken out.
Yeah, well.
So now I would say we're tipping there's more men domestic violence, okay? Then we have the government who last year gives $942 million to women because 4 women a week are dying of domestic violence. I'm not discrediting that. I've been a victim of that myself, but my focus is the men. So you're giving that to the women and then giving them $5,000 grants as well.
Yep.
Okay, so you're enabling most of them who have not suffered domestic violence or just coercive control. Like, you're going to have a fucking argument and he's going to say something and, now you can... They're getting paid and enabled to do this. They've got nothing going to men.
I was just about to say that. So, because I know that my ex got that $5,000 grant, whatever you want to call it, when she put a TPO on me, but I took her to trial and I won. Do they have to pay that? Maddie Morris that interviewed me said, did she have to pay that back? Because I took her to DV trial and got thrown out.
No, we all pay it in taxes.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To taxpayers, but
yeah.
He's like, well, I want my money back. I'm a taxpayer. That's a fair point.
Fair point.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
So why does that $5,000 go back?
No.
I went to DV trial and I won.
Yeah.
So as a male, am I entitled to that $5,000? I didn't even know that was a thing until I ended up, I found out about all that.
Yeah.
As a male, am I entitled to that $5,000 grant?
I haven't found research that states you are, which is just so fucked up. And the fact, the $942 million, that's an extreme amount of money, right? We've got 46, as I keep saying all the time, 46 men a week dying. And you're not putting fuck all into that.
That's right.
So, that's where all the men's organisations should be going for grants. When you go for the grants, you have to have this data, right? So what are we granting you? Well, you've got all of these statistics showing you that our men are fucking broken, right? And need help.
I feel like and I said this on my episode, we're encouraging DV. And by that, I mean, you've got this $5,000 grant, right? Now, I think depending on what state you work, I think there's either 10 days domestic leave or 20 days. I think it changes very state. It could be a thing, but I think it's either 10 days or 20 days. Now, automatically, when you have a permanent gig somewhere, you get given 10 days DV leave or 20 days, either one. So you think about it. I'm coming up to Christmas. I've got 2 weeks annual leave, but shit, I've got DV leave there too. I'll put that on top of my 2. That's 4 weeks. You know what? And I get a $5,000 grant bonus. You beauty. And my mate who he owns his own company. He just said, yeah, they just need to tell them that they don't need to provide evidence. They just need to say, hey, I've got this DV issue going on, and you have to give them the leave. You know what I mean? That's paid leave. You know, like, and you know, someone, you know, I've got a current cop and ex-cop coming on soon, but I need to know what powers police have as to, and I've spoken to a few already, and that they've said to me, someone will come in and put a DV on someone, and they'll actually say, no, we're not having it. You got no evidence. It's all bullshit. But then they get in trouble from the IRC or their management, their brass, their boss, whatever you want to call it, and they go, no, you should have put one on it. And the police officer's going, well, no, there's no evidence. So now they're getting pressure from the boss because the boss. So now they're caught between two, like, oh, fuck, if I want to keep my job or not be disciplined, I'm just going to put one on them. And then absolutely fuck this person's life upside down. You know, lose their job, have their weapons taken off them, have their name dragged through the mud, end up in court for the next 12 to 18 months. Or like I lost my career went down the drain. That I sold my weapons before they could take it off me. You know, they took my licenses, and 18 months later, 60, 70 grand, I went to DV trial and I won, and then 1 month later, she put another one on me.
Like, what happened
absolute
to my mate
fucking joke.
And this, I don't understand. I mean, I feel like they literally are trying to break down our men and have them weak for whatever reason. I don't know. There's heaps of conspiracy theories, but at the end of the day, under the Commonwealth and the Constitution, right now, from what I've got in my evidence, the family court system are breaking all of their own laws. Like, there's section acts, there's rights, there's duties of care, there's perjury, there's all these things that are just getting swept under the rug, and it's like costing men are spent like 180 to 1.2 mil. Like, I will say this one guy, Sam Bergs or something.
Rings a bell, no.
I had to, after 1.2 mil, got down on a knee outside a court, bawling his eyes out, and goes, oh, I have to say goodbye to you, I've got no money left. Like,
that's crazy.
The fuck, man?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's, you know, when I threw the towel in on I broke. You know, I ran out of money, I was in debt, couldn't keep fighting, and I said to my ex, I gave her the three things that we were mainly arguing about in court. I said, I'll give you full parental rights, I'll let you relocate back to England, and I'll lift the alert off our daughter's passport. It was an alert. So I gave her the three big ticks, and you think she would have been excited? She goes, I want first class tickets, I want 50 grand cash, and a car bought for me. It's never been about our daughter. Just take, control, manipulate,
and the government
destroy.
Supports it. The system supports these women to do this to multiple men. They don't stop because they're not held accountable. So guy goes fucking steals a car off someone and affects them, you lock them up. Yeah, these women do this, and they don't even get a slap on the wrist. They're not held accountable at all.
And it's never going to stop until we put something like perjury.
100%,
you know? That's how it has to stop. So once someone gets made an example of, and by that I mean, hey, old Susie over here, she got caught lying. They've just put her in prison for lying, or oh shit, that's going to make the next person go to the cop shop. That's going to lie. Go, oh shit, maybe I better not, because if I get found out,
exactly,
I'm going to be hung out to dry.
I mean, men like literally lose their kids because of this shit. They can't see their kids. But it's the no evidence thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they just take it off hearsay. And then, like I said, I've gone in with a mate with evidence who was in a wheelchair, and I had to fight with them for an hour to do it. And they were going, no, just go home. I'm like, you've got video evidence. You have a duty of care to put a DVO. The guy's actually scared. She's fucking psycho. No.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy. The cops still never charged my ex, even when there's CCTV footage and Uber footage of her belting me. You know, they still didn't charge her. But if it was the other way around, guarantee you, if that was me on the footage, chasing her, kicking her, punching her, jumping on top of her, if we just changed the roles, it would have been done. You know.
But it's such a fine line. It's like, now it's where is the line of like, oh, I want it to be equal with the house and the kids, but if you get angry, it's different because you're a man. We want to be equal in all aspects except for when we're arguing. It's so distorted, you know what I mean? Like, the traditional ways, I was never into gender roles, but now I've been reading and doing all this, and I'm like, man, protector, provider. When I say provider, it always irks me a bit, because it's like, I don't providing is not just money, women. It's about providing safety and doing all the man things that they can do. And whether it doesn't matter about who earns more money, the man is the protector and provider. We are the helper and the nurturer. And it works. I go back over years and years and years, and it worked. And now it's like the women are, I don't know, they want to. They want to be the men. They want to have control.
Being a provider, I agree, provider. But guess what? Being a provider gets used against you in court these days because they say you're controlling. So.
Because I take the money and accept it, and then when you tell me to do something because you've given me that money, like maybe clean the fucking house, now you're controlling me.
Control. So she just wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. Said no worries, I'll run around, work, pay all the bills.
Yeah.
Once we got to court, he wouldn't let me work. Hold on a sec. That's not what. Oh, you're controlling her, Mr. Person. No, I'm not at all. That's what she wanted. She wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. So I did all the work. Oh, you're controlling the finances. How am I controlling the finances? You're making I'm making the money to provide for the family. Oh, control. Like, I can't get over this. You can't win. Doesn't matter what you do. They'll use something against you.
Literally. Yeah. But there's nothing for men. Like I was looking up, is there any refuges for men to go when they're suffering DV? Nothing. No. DV lines shut to men. If a man takes their kids, they're kidnapping. They're fucking kidnapping. They're kidnapping, but the woman isn't?
No.
I don't.
Crazy. It's crazy. But this is why I'm doing the podcast with people. I was blinded by this before I end up in it, and then I end up in it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And how long has this been going on for? And it clicked. I remember years ago, all the guys that would talk about it at work, but it wouldn't resonate because I wasn't a father at the time. Then now that it's happened to me, I can remember clear as day who was telling me, and I'm like, man, like this shit's been going on for ages.
For so long. And you look at like the guys, there's so many guys out in the mines and male-dominated workplace industries, and they're like Ness, because I have guys that call, they're like, I need help, and I'll sit there and I'm talking them out of the rope because they're scared. They don't want to be in their relationship anymore. She's cheating. He can't even leave,
because he's scared of what's going to happen.
He's shackled there. Like, when they say the ball and chain, the ball and chain's not the wife. The ball and chain's the fucking system that keeps men there broken.
Yep.
They're the man. They're meant to be making the choices and be in the power, and they've got to be like the little bitch to the woman because if they leave, well, they're probably going to lose their super, their house, their fucking everything.
Yeah. That super thing I don't get either. Like if they're both, I mean, I haven't looked this up, but if two people working, if she takes half of your super, well, why don't I just take half of your super? I don't get it. Your super is your super, my super is my super.
It shouldn't even be an option. I didn't even have super when I left Dad after 14 years because I had my own business and I was just cashing it. Whatever, come for me, tax office. Don't care. But I'd never touch his super.
Yeah.
Could have taken $100,000 as if I'd fucking do that. Like I'm going to sleep easy at night. Your money, you worked for it, you have it. Not an option. But the fact that the government, and it's never guys. Oh no, I have heard of some cases. Where guys have got some.
So what's the rule? Is it because the other person doesn't work? How's it work?
It's usually based on who has more money, more assets, more. The other hard part is like women will know that if they just have that extra day of custody or something, that they're entitled to more. So if the guys usually are like 50-50, can we just have 50-50?
I got looked at like I was crazy when I asked that in court. What do you want? I want 50-50. And they look at you like, excuse me? Like, how dare you ask 50-50? Like, oh, sorry, I'm the father. I can't be in my daughter's life.
And then I just stand there and I go, you're all fucking morons. Look at science. 50%, 50%. Sperm, egg, boom, child.
I know.
But you don't bear the child, so you're not maternal. Like, guys, no one gives a shit about the actual the process for men trying to understand what it's like and connect to the baby. It's in us. We've got it all happening. Here's these men shitting themselves because a lot of them have probably come from like dysfunctional families where they've lacked stuff or because it's just been for men, it's just from little boys hard. Don't cry, fucking do this, that. Don't feel, just detach. And I just, I go to baby showers too and take the dada gift, and it's like, shock horror. It's like, it's your journey too, bro. Men are just shunned all the time and everything.
Yeah.
And it's got to change, because this country is like falling apart, and all our younger boys coming up, they're weak. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's like literally they don't have that power and purpose of man, what a man is.
They don't get me started on pronouns.
Oh, fuck.
I'd like to see who's getting off the bus at Kapuka these days. But back onto your movement. So you started 2020?
Yep.
2020. How are we tracking now?
So right now, the charity account, which is pretty much the biggest thing, is setting up the charity account. Obviously, I need a team. And I can't have a team under me if I'm not paying them. So I need funding. So the charity account is a massive process, writing constitutions, mission statements, vision statements, blah, blah, blah. And also, I think there was a lot of internal work that I had to do as well, to be able to be doing what I'm going to do and not get affected by, obviously, haters coming in. And, I haven't encountered that many women. A lot of women who were pretty staunch feminists have actually flipped around and are on my side now, which is awesome. And the podcast, need to get that up and running. And then I've got 5 years of stages of development and how I'm going to execute everything, plans, like all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. And then the charity account just enables me to be able to obviously reach out for donations from large companies and just say, well, it either goes to the tax man to pay for fucking men to get broken in the system, or you give it to men's mental health, this movement where it goes into building our men back up. And I do have 2 lawyers, both female, who are on board, and what we want to do is, if we can get, say, a case like yours, right, we go scan through and we're like, right, we're going for perjury, we're going for all of these things, we're basically going to have orders put in place where everything that was done, because it was done falsely under oath, in your case, right, we compile all of that back together, and then we basically fight to get your daughter brought back, but we pay, the movement pays the retainer of the legal help. Do you know what I mean? So these men are not having to fork out more. Now, it's got to be a pretty foolproof case, but there'll be enough of us looking through it and going, yeah, this is good, this is perjury. Now, when perjury does come back in, there's a Section Act, I think it's like 112 or 113, where they have to pay back all your legal fees because they've been under oath and lied.
Yeah, I was awarded costs on my one.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was awarded costs, yeah.
That's one on what grounds? Perjury?
Not perjury. So I won the appeal. But the way they don't reimburse you all your invoices from the start of the DV all the way to the end. It was so I fell under the bracket that, because I think a lot of people, and I might word this wrong, lawyers might be listening, but everyone just thinks, oh, you won, so you should get costs back. Like I fell under the category. I think the biggest one was I was given unfair. I forget the terminology. So when she put the TP on me, she rushed to court that day, went to the DV, the registry office. There's a DV registry office at the courthouse. I didn't even know about this. And just said, my life's in danger today. I need to be, and they got steamrolled through that day. So no one contacted me. I wasn't given unfair judicial, it'll be on my laptop. I wasn't given a chance to defend myself. Like, no cop came to serve me with paperwork. No one contacted me. Just one day, someone rocked to the court and stamped it off. And the next thing you know, like a couple of days later, oh, there's a TB. Sorry, what? How? When? Who? What? When? Where? Why? When did this happen? So yeah, I think that was the big one. I think it was $4,000. So yeah, I was awarded costs back, and then we'll talk about 6 or 7 months. My legal team had to argue with the court what invoices were actually used. So I had to prove this was an invoice from my, and then because it went for 6 months, they then take a cut out of all that time and effort they put in trying to get the invoices across the line. Yeah. So one thing I forgot to mention in my episode was, and I'll probably word this wrong too, but the judge wrote a decision on my case, which sets a precedent moving forward. So other lawyers in the future can reference my case if they have someone in a similar position to me. So I think the way it works, let's just say you'll see I might go to court over an assault charge or something, right? And then your legal team will reference a previous case, like, back in the case between Joe Blogg versus Matt Smith, similar case happened and he only got given 6. They try and reference the previous case.
Yeah, right.
With my one, there was so many moving parts, working dynamics. She wasn't a citizen. She used a loophole in the immigration system, get a protection visa, blah blah blah. The way it was told to me, and I probably word this wrong, I think I was the first case in Queensland to get an appeal overturned and win. So now the judge wrote a decision. So now my case is actually for public viewing. So they don't use my names. They use like KIQ versus fucking BLT, whatever it is. So they change your name to like a acronym or whatever. And yes, so now people can reference my case in the future to go, oh well, this has happened to him. This is not fair. Like this is, so So I forgot to mention
That's actually a good thing.
Yeah. It is a good thing. Yeah. I actually got treated very. I say it all the time. I had a female judge in DV, and I just thought, here we go, I'm fucked. But she saw it for what it was. Could have a full-blown conversation. She asked me a question, not like family court. You couldn't get a word in. He'd ask you a question, he'd try and talk, and he'd just cut over. He was just a rude prick, yeah. But the female judge I had in DV restored my faith in the DV court anyway. But yeah, sorry, back to costs, yeah. Back to you. You were talking about making them held accountable and then having to pay the costs back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also another thing that worked in my favour too was if the judge actually gave her some indemnity certificate, which means she wasn't liable to pay, which was good because my legal team said if she was liable to pay, she got no money, she wouldn't pay it. So they made the court or the government or whoever pay me back that money, which was great because as much as I want to pay her back, she wouldn't because she got no money. So they gave her some indemnity certificate, whatever it's called, which means she doesn't have to pay, but someone else has to. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Men don't get this.
No.
Like I've got a mate right now, high profile mate, won't say who it is. I'm sure will love to come on this podcast.
When he's ready.
Fucking hell, what a shit show that is. She's fighting him with his own money.
Oh, wow.
Like it's his money she's fighting him with. And I think I need to look up this to do guys, when it comes to a mother and father, is it only the women who get legal aid?
So it's an interesting topic that I have spoken to a lawyer about this, and I get different advice. It's like when I take my dog to a vet, you go 5 different vets, they'll give you 5 different opinions. My understanding is legal aid, I'm not entitled to it, or if you earn a certain income, you're not entitled to it because you earn an income. You have to fall in a category of like, you don't earn an income, you got no support, then you get legal aid. This is what I've been told, and I'll probably have this wrong. People listen, oh, that's right, so people can comment and leave a message. But then again, I was told that my ex wouldn't be entitled to legal aid because she's not even a citizen, because she's from England.
So I don't know how, with her not being a citizen, how did she go through our court system as not a citizen? I don't think you can do that legally.
She did. I didn't even think. So what happened was
Is she a resident, permanent resident?
No. So
she's neither.
No. So what happens is people will come to Australia. There's a loophole in the immigration system, and I'll warn everyone about this. It got taught to me when I was with Australia Border Force, and my ex already knew about it when I told her because her friend did it. People will come to Australia and they'll come here, on a tourist visa, and then they'll normally end up on a student visa because they want to stay here. When you're on a student visa, you're restricted. You're on limitations. You have to be enrolled in the course, attending the course, paying the course and studying the course, and you can only work 20 hours a week maximum. Now, no one can survive on 20 hours a week payment, so that's why a lot of the females will become strippers, cash in hand. Now, what happens is they say, listen, they actually have training videos. One of my brothers told me they have training videos in like Russia and Thailand, whatever. When you come to Australia, if your relationship date an Aussie, and if the relationship breaks down before 2 years, put a DV on them because you'll go straight to a protection visa, and 9 times out of 10, the guy won't fight back, and you'll just sit on a protected visa. And when you're 5 years hits 5 years, you'll become a permanent resident.
What the fuck? I've never heard that.
Yeah. And if anyone thinks I'm joking, fucking come on here and debate it.
That is next level.
Yeah. Protect it. So so if you're on a student visa and as soon as you go protected visa, I don't need to attend course anymore. I don't need to see that course. I don't need to pay for that course. I don't need to pass that course. This fucking weak government.
It's a fucked government where we're going to have no fucking money left and no men to breed with.
I was gone. I was gone after I was leaving this country. I was never coming back.
Where are you going to go?
Oh, no, I'll never say. But I was never coming back. I'm selling my medals. Like I've got an auctioneer that's sponsored the podcast now. He's going to try and sell them for me.
So, like, how does it feel for you? Like, this is what's so heartbreaking. I'll try not to cry because I'm a bit of a stalker.
So I'll take your
But
time.
how does it feel for you? Like, you've gone and fought for our freedom, right? And in a country where we're not free, like, where it's not, we're conditioned, we have to do all these things, but our men, you fought for freedom and it was men who fought, and yet the men are being treated like dog shit, walked on, broken, not supported. Yeah, you're the reason our country's...
I was, I sit here, with all my memorabilia that I'm proud of the guys I mate for life, mateship, But, my torso, my back piece, it's all dedicated to my time in the military. I've got my mates that I've lost tattooed on me. My platoon patch and my medals that I was, looking at them now that I was once so proud to wear. Like I've given my replicas to my godchildren to wear. They can wear them on Anzac Day. And Anzac Day's got nothing to do with Anzac Day separate. I'll always get up and pay my respects to the Anzacs, right? Keeping that out of it. But I'll never wear my medals again because I'm embarrassed. I'm pissed off, let down that I was in. I was getting fucked over, and I was the one that filed family court. You couldn't draw it. Like I thought it was clear-cut case, like common sense. Look what's going on here. I'm being fucked over here. Fabricated allegation, bullshit. I can't see my door. And I would have thought that, and what pissed me off is from day one when I filed family court, that every government agency involved in that courtroom from day one, independent children lawyer, judge, family report, right? They all cited my ex, non-citizen, like criminal record, not even a citizen, stripper, and
you've a citizen, fought for our country.
And I was on the other side. And again, I can't stress this enough. Just because I'm a veteran, I don't expect free treatment, but I don't expect my government to fucking just
100%.
hang me out to dry and not even give me a voice.
100%.
And then use my service against me. So not only did I sit there and I got hung out to dry and not given a chance to even say a word, they took everything she said on hearsay from day one. And then when it was finally my time to talk, they go, well, hold on a sec. You're a trained killer. They've
turned around and used your PTSD as...
So for any veterans listening, I've said this before, as soon as you enter the family court, they're going to subpoena your military records straight away. Because one, they already know who your employer was or is, Australian Defence Force. Now, for me to subpoena anything from her, she needs to tell us who that. So you need to at least know her general practice's name or the GP practice or the actual doctor's name. She refused to give it the whole 3 years. So I thought it was just some general subpoena that you just get everything. No, you need to at least know the general practice's name or the doctor's name or her employee's name. We didn't know any. She refused to give it. So we didn't know. We didn't know who to subpoena. The ICL would ask for her to hand it over. No
refused. Time frame on that. No. She can just take because it keeps denying.
I thought she would have to hand it over. No, but for me, they just go veteran. Oh well, we know you work for Australian Defence Force. Subpoena Australian Defence Force. So I discharged in 2012. I didn't get diagnosed for PTSD. I think I have PTSD till 2018. They used that against me. They said he is a trained killer that's mentally unstable.
Where's the aftercare that assesses you after going and serving and keeping an eye on your mental health as someone who served our country to make sure that you are in your mentally, emotionally well-being?
But bear in mind, and so on top of that, I'm thinking, what's this got to do with anything? You look at everything I've achieved with it and what I'm still doing with it. See, and there's this stigma that comes with PTSD. They need to destigma it because they weaponize it against you. Oh, he has PTSD. PTSD. He's crazy. He's a loony bin.
Everyone's fucking crazy if they want to be.
It's crazy. Like,
everyone has PTSD from certain events and stuff too. But I mean,
Like-
obviously, some worse than others. But
I still work protective services for Queensland Health in Gold Coast Union Hospital. 80% of those people in ED have PTSD. You know what I mean? It's not like they go, oh, well, you can't work here. People can function. Yeah, there's some people
100%.
that can't function, obviously. There's some people that can function.
there's just certain times you have triggers, and like you learn to look at them as gifts and go, fuck, why am I feeling that? Thought I dealt with it. Now I got to go fucking do some more work on myself.
So and so I just couldn't get over it like this, and I didn't think that this argument happened. She wanted to so the main argument point in court was she wanted to relocate my daughter back to England. That was the main number one argument point, custody, which was not even 50-50. She wanted to relocate my daughter back to England. I didn't even think that was an argument you could have. And the judge was like, no worries. What's the argument points? I'm thinking, is this fucking happening? You want to take my daughter, was born in Australia, Gold Coast Uni Hospital, back to England. The father's born here. She has high-level needs. She's high-level autistic. We have NDIS-approved care. Australia's great with that. So if you're doing what's best for the child, why are you letting her go back to England? Poor economy. The country's going under. Big time.
You know what? Fuck all that. She needs her dad.
Yeah, of course, needs her dad.
needs you.
But it didn't
Yeah.
matter. They don't care. Oh, what about the dad? What about the medical? It's just all about what the mum does. And the way, in my opinion, the way the family court works is when you have a mother that says no to everything, that's when the family court goes to. That's how she uses the system based on her behaviour. Because she'll just say, well, she says no, so the court will just say, well, she says no, so you better go do this test, you better go do this course. Based on what? Well, that's what she said. Like, what?
Oh, I know. I've had mates who've had to do hair.
Yeah, I've done too.
And,
I did a hair follicle test, passed, backtracked 3 months. So her excuse was, oh, he buys shampoo from detox shampoo from Jamaica.
What? To detox what?
My hair.
Fuck.
She says that.
Are you
Yep.
serious?
Yeah. She has an excuse, as crazy and dumb as it is, but she had an excuse for everything.
When you went into to serve, why did you go? Why'd you go in there? What were you doing it for?
I was running the front door at Family Nightclub in Brisbane, and a lot of the 6R boys that used to bounce on the weekend for extra money. So 6R is a battalion based in Brisbane. And they were training me up on the door, and they said, oh, well, I was working inside. They said, we've got to train you up on the door. I said, why? They said, well, we're bugging off to Afghan, so we're not going to be here for the next 8 months. And
How old were you?
I was 19, 20.
Right,
And I was like, wow. And then I just would keep in touch for them. See what they're doing every day. They go to the grenade range, be home by 2. Obviously, that was a good day. They didn't tell me about the bad days. And I just said, you know what, that's what I want to do. So, and back then, that was 2006. So, Timor, Iraq, Afghan, they're all rapid. They're all pumping.
Why did you want to do it though? What did you want out of it? Like you wanted. What was that thing inside that was like?
I wanted a career. I just felt bouncing was just a
stepping stone.
just a kill time job.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go overseas. I wanted to serve my country. And I wanted a challenge. So yeah, that's why I did it. And then I've got Australian Patriot across my back, and I'm going to black it out. I've got the word Australian Patriot across my back. So.
And was your daughter born?
Nah, she was born 2021.
So you were back from?
Yeah, I got out there. I'm in 2012.
2012.
Yeah, so I didn't meet Mike till 2020. Yeah.
So she knew everything as well.
So this is what goes against you when you meet someone you think that they're your soul partner. I tell them everything because I think, well, I don't want you to hide anything from you. I don't want any grey areas. This is who I am. This is where I've been. This is what I've done. These are the conditions I have. I have a list of physical conditions: knees buckled, elbows, back. But I do have PTSD. And then as soon as you guys have fallen out, it all gets thrown in your face.
And that's where, like, as a woman, like, I can't stress enough how important it is for us to nurture that in men. So, like, to be the helper and the nurturer, like, those parts can be healed with love. I truly believe that in the right environment where you can sit and work through it and let go and be safe and know that if you have an episode, to work you out in a way where a lot of men just want to be left alone, or just go sit next to them quietly and maybe scratch them and just be gentle, but don't talk.
Don't scratch me.
But it's just like, yeah, they just, instead of taking, like going deep, getting the man to open up and express all of his stuff and then going, okay, now I can know what your triggers are and what you need healed, they put it in their memory bank and go, right, now when we're having an argument, I'm going to make you feel like a piece of shit and use it all against you.
Yeah, it's not good. But, sorry, I'm talking about me now. Back to you. You've probably already answered. Why are you so passionate about helping men?
Well, fuck, I just read it all out.
I know.
Look, yeah, I just feel like look, I look at it like this. Men run the world, right? Men are predominantly in positions of power in the world. That's just how it is. We've got a lot of men who are angry, who are not running the world to the best they can, bar Trump. I don't know if you like Trump.
I like Trump.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay.
I'm pro-Trump.
Trump's going to be he's fucking great. He's a bit of a muppet, but you know what? He's a good muppet. But I just feel like if we don't start focusing on bettering our men and giving them back their purpose and their power, the world's going to stay so distorted. And there's a lot of things that women can do to help this. And I've been diving into all these other things. Like I got rid of my personal Instagram 5 months ago or something. Best thing I ever did. Not that I ever posted, but I look and I go, I think there's so many things that women should do now. I'm going off track onto something else, but I did want to talk about this Instagram
why
thing.
are you here?
Like I don't think when you're in a relationship you should have Instagram. And that's not just for women. It's for men too. Like, just fucking get rid of it, people. The stats are showing that one of the biggest causes of relationship breakdowns now is fucking social media. Like, you got chicks seeking external validation all the time. Like, really, like, oh, I look hot in my bikini, I need to post it. Some dude wants to fuck me now, I can be something in life, yay. But the thing is, what they're not understanding is your man, like, you're sacred to him. It's not a control thing. You're his. You want to be sacred to him. So when another man is looking at you the way your man should be looking at you, and only your man, it's going to do his head in, and it's going to make him feel insecure, and he's not going to respect you and love you and honour you the way he could and should and would if you didn't do that. And I just look at all these young girls, especially like my daughter's friends, and I look and I just think, you know, that stuff's there forever. You know, we're seeing statistics now of young boys starting to take their lives because they're at school, they're good looking, doing great, mate comes up, there's your mum getting smashed on OnlyFans. Like, fuck.
I spoke about this yesterday, actually.
Did you? Like, that's just that's soul crushing.
Yeah, I brought it up because I watched the Pamela Anderson doco on Netflix a while back, and
with Tommy, not bad, eh? I was pretty impressed by it.
But what I remembered was, and what stuck out was, she made that sex tape back in the day, old video, VHS, whatever called it, just for them to see, you know, private on a boat, put it in a safe. Internet wasn't even out, got stolen.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward, my point was, you know, internet became a thing, they got uploaded on internet, and then they had their sons, you know, fast forward 14 years later, their sons are at school, and kids are coming like, oh, look, this is your mum getting smashed, and the mental impact that had on them, you know what I mean? So...
and this is happening, this is everywhere now.
The OnlyFans girls are gonna, the mental health for OnlyFans, I think there are a lot of OnlyFans girls will take their lives in the future, and I say that respectfully because they just think they're killing it now. Yeah, sure, I'm sure you're killing it in the bank account, but you're probably killing your children if you when you do have them, because when they get older and they say, here's my mum getting smashed, and you have to see that. And
it's the most selfish fucking act as a parent. I mean, I was a young mum and I was very mindful, even back then, surf comps, everything. Like, you've got a kid. Keep your shit in a pile, be respectful and have a moral compass, you know, like... My son would have been mortified if I even put a bikini shot up. I would never do it, you know what I mean? But it's like the impact this has on these guys. And so then there's the other side where girls follow suit. They think it's normal and okay. Like, no, use your brain, be something.
Selling the soul.
You can't put a price on morals and integrity. And then the guys are just either going to lose all respect for women because the woman that's their queen that should respect herself enough for her son doesn't. So it just all gets more and more distorted, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So we've addressed family court. We've addressed
DV.
We've addressed your movement. Oh, you mentioned about the funding. Any ideas of who people out there that they could fund you?
So it's really, just one's a charity account set up. Just
how does that work? Because people ask me, why don't you do people say to me, like, why don't you do a GoFundMe account, something that flip? Oh, like, I don't know.
You got to have the charity account. So the charity account enables you to get government grants, and they owe you a fuckload of money.
Oh, okay.
I mean, 100 mil at the least.
They
Come on.
They ain't giving me any when I'm talking about them.
So am I, but I'm thinking, well, you put 942 into women, so
million.
Surely, 100 mil can go towards this movement for our men. That's like a freaking drop in the ocean, really, isn't it? But yeah, no, it's just about setting up the charity account and doing proposals to big corporations and they're predominantly all owned by men anyway. Hutchies, Rio Tinto, mining companies. We want to hold events to try and I've got to work out the thing between gambling license and raffle licenses where you can
get up Adrian Patelli, he'll tell you.
Well, he has to pay a huge amount of tax. So me having a charity, I was looking it up. It's either the gambling or the raffle, and it has to be in a certain bracket.
Yeah, probably linked towards the raffling, I think.
Yeah, but once the donations start coming through, which most people are going to allocate at the beginning of this financial year, so everything will be ready to go. Then we'll just shoot it out to all the big companies, and then it's either they give it to us or they give it to the taxman, and then it's just full steam ahead.
Yeah. Build
the team, spread out.
You doing the Shaka night?
Well, yeah, 'cause my son's mate is the one holding the comp. Shout out to Break the Silence. That's on. This probably won't even be aired by then, will it? 20.
Well, this episode won't be aired for probably 5 months. This episode, because I'm only releasing one every fortnight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it'd be well and truly over.
Yeah.
The Shaka night would be awesome to do. Yeah, I would love to do that. It's great. It's just great that all these.
Was there many? Because I saw the footage of, I think last year, wherever it was, Perth or something, but it didn't seem like they had that many tables and chairs. When I say that, it didn't look like a massive function. It's sort of like more of a limited room, maybe. I could have that wrong.
Might be. Don't know. Don't know.
I'd love for them to auction off my medals there. I don't know if that's something that they do. Or Adrian Patelli, if you're listening, you can auction off my medals.
Adrian, I think that'd be a great thing for Adrian
to do.
Yeah. Oh, buy them, yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure that while we've got you on the podcast, that we haven't missed anything. Family Court, DV, the movement, perjury,
OnlyFans,
Instagram, yeah. Yeah, I agree with the social media. Unfortunately for me, I haven't had Facebook in like 12 years. I've just made one recently because of the podcast. And my mate said, "You got to make a TikTok," and I was like, "Fuck!" So I made a TikTok, and that's getting hits of views. Just so many platforms, and I'm one of those persons that if I look at my phone, I can't have one notification. Now I have to open it. I have to open it to view it because it does my OCD in when I have the notification symbol up. So, I have to turn my phone on airplane mode at night because if I see notifications come up, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I have to, it does my head in.
I get anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't have notifications on really until I go in. And I'm ready to do that because otherwise if it's ding, ding, ding and I'm like, my mind's already on fucking 14 things and now it's on more and then I'm like, what was I doing there? And blah. I go to war every morning I wake up. Fucking anarchy. That's going to be my next tattoo, the big A.
Any questions for me before I go to the conclusion questions?
No questions. Just want to say thank you for your service. Proud of you. You're still such a soft, gentle person. You're not a victim. Using your trauma for good to help, other fathers feel not alone and... like when I was on that call the other day, won't say who, pretty big people. Your name came up.
Yeah,
so
I know. Stop it.
You're definitely shucks.
Bit of a big deal, you know.
Yeah, definitely getting out there, and it's great.
That's good.
Because, you know, it's changing men's lives and saving men's lives because, you know,
the amount of messages that come through, I make sure if everyone that sends me messages, you know, I appreciate, I screenshot them and I print them off and I make a folder because I refer to them just to give me fuel to drive me inspiration to keep me
I
going.
read you did that and I started crying and I showed my daughter. I'm like, look what he does.
Yeah.
How positive is that?
Yeah,
Like,
so I've got 4 folders, massive now,
So
back to back. Yeah, so you know, I always forget. I never forget those who have messaged. So, so I've got some conclusion questions now. This kind of they're sort of focused on fathers, but when I've had like broken doors in previously, I ask the same question regardless because I don't want to change it. So just answer them as best as you can, given that they're sort of tailored to fathers. That makes sense. And again, you might not be able to answer someone, but the first one is, any advice for fathers, knowing what you know now, what would you have changed anything during the process? So, you know, that's some guys answer that because they've been through the court process. They might say, oh, self-represent. But again, you know what I mean? It's a bit hard for you to answer that, but
would I have changed
anything, or maybe stories that you've heard from fathers say, oh, I did this, or, you know.
I just think for the fathers that are in the position my dad was, where you don't have your child, is just, they will come round. It's like as you get older, you start asking questions and then you start to work things out and things don't make sense. And you're like, yeah, no, hang on. And then a lot of the time, I do know a lot of cases now where the kids have come back later on and gone, Dad, like, I want you to be a part of my life. I actually want to hear your side of the story. So I just say, hang in there, hold the hope of what you want, try to focus on that as hard as it is. But I also understand, I deal with multiple guys that have had to just completely disconnect as well, and I totally honour and understand that. And I know that that's a very hard thing. I feel a bit guilty, you know, I've had to just shut off and disconnect, but it's like, you know, you can't carry on either.
Yeah, that's right.
With that just debilitating pain that's just destroying you. So I understand that. But yeah, I just say, just hold hope. Even if you've had to disassociate from it for a bit, just hold hope and then support things like this, these movements, these things that want you know, justice for our men and you to just have your fucking basic right of your child. Like.
Second question. And I don't even know how to answer this. How do we change the system?
We change the system. People have power, and it's just about getting the data and then presenting it. So the petition, presenting that to the MP, the amendment to the bill. The amendment to the bill has to have the data to match why they need to amend it. It's a fucking epidemic. The data's all there. I've got it all there. Then they create the amendment bill and it gets pushed through and legislation changes. And that will literally change this country. It will lessen suicides. Like the day that happens and I watch those suicide rates come down, the day my job is done. Like I'm like, fuck yeah.
Good on you. Third one. It's a funny one. You're on death row. The guard comes and asks you what you want for your final meal, drink, and dessert.
Meal, drink, and dessert. Creme brulee for sure.
Oh, wow.
Drink would have to be, you know what? It would be like a Don Julio with.
That's a kid tequila?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh lime and soda water.
Is that the real expensive one?
Yeah, I love that one.
The big bottle with the
yeah. No, not the big one. The big one's gross.
Don
it's like
Julio's
a smaller one. Don Julio comes in.
Yeah.
It's like a smaller round one. It's Aino or something. I learnt that it's been in a barrel for 20. I don't give a fuck. Tastes nice. Yeah. And then the meal, just fucking Moreton Bay bugs. Just a big plate of bugs. I know you've got to show me. I don't eat meat. I've had that much fucking.
Are you pescatarian? Or you just.
How funny is the way we label this shit? I just eat veggies and seafood sometimes.
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian. But yeah.
How long have you not eaten meat for?
20-something years.
Oh, okay.
I lived on kangaroo for fucking years, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Then I was fed sheep brains on the farm with fucking salt and pepper and tripe. I used to chew on tripe and shit. I've had enough meat to last me a lifetime. I don't need any more meat. Plus, my blood doesn't need meat either.
Yeah, well.
I've got a weird blood, rare blood.
What is it?
RH negative, 15% of the world. Apparently, I'm a fucking
I
alien.
haven't even heard of that.
No,
What is it?
RH negative.
Yeah, right.
So apparently, I'm an alien. No, literally, I've done the research. You know, I'm a researcher. They're like, they don't know. No one can just explain where I come from. They're like, it's hybridized with extraterrestrial beings. I'm like, you haven't even proved that extraterrestrial beings are a fucking thing yet. And you're trying to say, yeah. But Trump's got my blood.
Oh, well, there you go.
Up Trump.
Yeah, Trump's the man. Fourth one. If you were in a room with every single person you'd met or interacted with on this journey, who is the first person you'd be drawn to and why? So let's just say your journey started. Well, I'm not going to tell you when. You choose. I can't tell you when. It could be from when you were a kid, from when you started the movement. You choose. I can't tell you when.
Probably my nana.
Your nana?
She's passed now, but...
How long? When did she pass?
During COVID, so I couldn't go back. But she was that one. I just needed one person
That was her.
to believe in me and see me, and it was her. And that's why when all these 8 weeks to speak, blah, 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 it's just that one person to care or reach out to talk to you or that one person can be a lifeline a lot of the time, yeah.
Where was she, back in NZ?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I went from living with Aboriginals back to New Zealand for my uncle's wedding, I got off the plane like I was like, I don't know, I was just smoking weed, planting trees for a living out in the heat, just like burned, thinking I was black, but I wasn't. And she just looked at me and said, I'm not sending you home, and took me in and just cared for me. I mean, I was only fucking 17 then, so I'd been out on the street like from 14, you know. So I just wanted someone to look after me. I was kind of a bit over having the adult from 14 till then.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I thought, well, let's have a baby at 18. So then you don't get to be an adolescent at all. I've gone through stages where I'm like, why do I have, years ago, this need to want to, you know, be a bit reckless and all of this, and I'm thinking, I'm a little bit stuck in the adolescent years. You know, work on that, Vanessa. Yeah. Got an adult now. Fucking hate it. No.
The fifth one. What strategies or tips helped during the process that you could recommend to any listeners?
That's a good question.
So that question actually came from my guest. He brought his current partner on, and I'll explain why, because I'm going to hold myself accountable for the next 10 episodes, so I'll ask you at the end. But anyway, I asked them and they added that question in there.
So the tools, well, self-reflection. I do a lot of research and looking into the metaphysical and epigenetics and quantum physics. Why do we all have these patternings, these programs? Where does it come from? How do we work through it? How do we get rid of our trauma? And, you know, everything's from 1 to 7. You're in theta mode, so you're just downloading. You're not questioning stuff. If you become a product of your environment, if your childhood's fucked up, you've got a lot of dysfunctional programs. I had a lot of dysfunctional programs, and I knew that I had to get strong, and I knew shit kept happening and fucking up in my life, and it was all because of me. That was the hardest thing. I couldn't go, I was kicked out of home. I had this happen to me as a kid. Me. I just had to go, you're running the show. You're creating your life, and you're obviously in an energy or a mindset that's attracting the same, and it's not what you want. So that's the mirror. Do you like where you are? Do you like who you're attracting, who you're with, where you're at? No, I want to do and be better. And I just work through everything, and like I'm strong, but I'm super full of love. I have love for everyone and everything. I walk through a shopping center and I'm just like talking to everyone and connecting, because I feel like the society and the system's tried to disconnect us all. Connection is what we all need as humans. We should all be there for each other, loving each other, cheering each other on, helping each other, you know. So the tools are self-reflection, self-love, self-awareness, and letting go. So, you know, I've done a lot of processes. How do I let go of the emotion I have attached to these certain things, and I've done the work for a lot of years, and the key now is your thoughts. Like the amount of times in the day where I'm like, oh, I don't feel good, and I'm thinking shit, and I'm like, fuck my head. Like I've got to try and, it's just constant. And then I get sick of it and angry, and then I come back. But the minute you can get in control of your thoughts and the way you feel, the minute life starts to change and get really fucking good, and you're not seeking things to numb or not have to face it. You're just there.
Yep.
You know, you got to sit in your pain and your shit too.
Yeah, okay.
Can't keep running from it. But yeah.
Well said. I like that. Last one.
Yeah.
If anyone gets upset or teary, it's probably on this question.
Uh-huh.
Any message for your children?
Oh, message for my children.
It affects everyone different depending where they're at in life, how old your kids are, etc.
Yeah, I couldn't be... Oh, look, if I could say anything, it is do as I say, not as I do.
Well
for
said.
some of it, but yeah, no, proud, love my kids, proud of my kids. They're my best friends.
Beautiful. Hey, real quick, one question I forgot to ask. Do
Yeah.
you talk to your dad now, today?
Yeah,
I
well,
forgot to mention
I was, and then I told you, like, Christmas, he was getting a bit like, why aren't you messaging me? And I've had a heap of shit going on. The other hard thing is I had to, the way fathers do with their kids, suppress and block out because it hurt too much, you know. So I'm also trying to now start to think of him more and allow him more to flow in my
That was
life.
my next question. Do you hold any resentment towards him, anger?
Absolutely not.
None.
No
Yep.
fucking way.
Yep.
All I feel for him is really sad that he didn't get to have me and I didn't get to have him because it fucking hurts. And that was my choice to make if I wanted my dad in my life or not my mum's choice. No disrespect to my mum, love you, got no angst for her either, whatever. It's gone, can't change it, but it created a lot of issues in my life, not having my dad and having that taken from me. Yeah.
Well said. So what I'm doing is for the next 10 episodes, because I did 10, watched them. I thought, how can I do better? How can I change it up? So for the next 10 episodes, I'm asking my guests I'm asking them on camera, not off, because I want to hold myself accountable. What can I do better? What questions can I ask? Because when I watched the first 10 episodes, I was like, fuck, I was interrupting, I was cutting them off, I was umming and ahhing a bit. And, you know, it's uncharted waters for me. But for now, I want to make sure, because I've got guests, you taking time off work, I guests flying in from other states, I want to make sure that I'm giving the best version of myself to get the best version or story of them. What can I be doing better?
I think exactly what you're doing is your best version.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't say you're calm, you haven't cut in, you're ask good questions, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Except the fact, like, medal, you win the medal. You're doing great.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Well, look, if that's all we've got, I'd just like to thank you on behalf of the Broken Fathers podcast for taking time out of your day, coming on the platform and sharing your story. And I have no doubt that the other listeners listening or watching will appreciate your story. And if anyone wants to reach out to you about your movement, I know you're not on. You got rid of your. You've got your men's matter movement on Instagram.
That's all social media should be used for, is like this sort of stuff.
Yep.
So yes, I'm on Instagram. I am working on doing a website, getting some merch made. But yeah, if anyone needs me, reach out on that. I'm just about to actually start putting up some counselling times as well, where obviously specialising in the male side of things and offering that to our beautiful men as well. It's just there's only one of me at the moment. But
yeah, so if you want to reach out to Ness, it's Men's Emotions Matter Movement on Instagram. Correct? Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you for having me. And like I said, I'm going to war.
I love it.
The Broken Fathers are going to be hopefully no more new ones coming through once we make this change. Yeah.
And I think it's going to take time.
It will take time.
It won't happen overnight,
we
unfortunately.
we
started.
start it.
Yeah, send ripples in the water.
Yeah. Like Mother Teresa.
Well, on that note, thank you for coming on, and I wish you nothing but the best moving forward in 2025. And I have no doubt I'll see you around in the future.
Yay, thank you.
No worries. Thanks for coming on.